Hey friends, come with me to this party. How fun is this? So, true story, I've had people say, Emily, you have to do a vlog, a vlog, I don't know, whatever people call it. I hate that word. And I've been resisting it for a while, but I thought there could be some value in just the conversation before my beauty session or party or skincare class or whatever the heck we're calling them these days. So, here we go. Let's do this. So, today is super fun because the party that I'm going to is I don't know any of the people, which is pretty typical. I do book from bookings and do parties with customers, but this month I woke up on February 1st and I'm like beast mode. You start to think about June coming down the tracks and it's like, oh my gosh, I have to get some things going here really, really fast. My team has huge goals, trying to be well into building a national area and so yeah, I'm doing a ton of parties this month. So it's February, it's the 10th today, and I have 6 parties in the month, so that's fun. So this will be number 7. And okay, first off, we have to talk about you guys want to go to a party in a pink Cadillac. I mean, can we just like marvel at this? First off, the never-ending sunroof and just the leather. I can't even tell you the smell in here. So I picked this one up in gosh, early November, so it's pretty new. So yeah, you're just like sitting right here in the seat next to me, and we're just chatting about parties on our way to one, which is kind of fun. So yeah, um, one of the things I wanted to just kind of talk about is what do I think about when I'm going to a party? Like, what do you think about when you go to a party? Are you thinking about the hostess? Are you thinking about like what are you thinking about? Tell you what I'm not thinking about. I do think there was a time in my business when I would use the drive time to, chat with my mom or, make those phone calls I hadn't made in a long time. But I kind of stopped doing that because unless the person you're calling is a super energy giving person, I'm not saying my mom's not, that was a correlation I did not want to make, but just in general, like if you're talking on the phone and talking on the phone drains you, or talking to your mom or your bestie who's having a bad day, like that's not the kind of energy you want to bring into your appointments with you, right? So I typically listen to I got like my Mary Kate Jams playlist I like to listen to, but sometimes it's Mary Kate audio. I mean, I remember when I was a consultant, I had this binder just full of classic Mary Kate audio. I have some of it on my computer now, but and I would just listen to those CDs. Like, I remember Gloria Mayfield Banks had this one called Keep the Drive Alive. And man, I listened to that thing. I can actually, like, while the CD is playing, I just turned it on my computer recently. I can still say all the words to it. Like, I know all the words to Keep the Drive Alive by Gloria Mayfield Banks. But that's the kind of stuff, when you're driving to things like this, that you want to have that energy. So that's a good thing. I also think about back when I, was trying to get really good at the party. I think sometimes we get too in our heads and we try to think, oh my gosh, okay, I got to do this and I have to make sure I say that and I have to make sure I do this. And friends, let me tell you that the easiest way to do this, to get good at it, is to just memorize an outline, right? So that's what I did back in the day. I memorized an outline. So in the car, I would think about the outline. So the outline is like, okay, I'm going to arrive. I'm going to do sat dance. That's bullet point 1 of the outline. Then they're going to come to the table. Then I'm going to do introductions. Then my eye story. Then teach skincare. Then do satin lips or pearls. Then, if I'm doing a color appointment, do the color. Then um, deal or no deal, table close. Deal or no deal, marketing, show them the sets. So that's like the tablecloths, and then individual consultations, and that's it. That's what I memorized was that because that's really all you need to know, right? Like you can fill in the rest, and sometimes I think that we think the rest, like the skincare and makeup portion, has to be this like beautiful presentation. Guys, they just want to have fun with you and they want to get value out of their appointment. So teach them how to take good care of their skin, and you don't need a script for that. Like if you're using the product yourself, you don't need a script for that. Trust me, you don't need a script for that. And then I make sure that I don't skip steps, right? If you've heard any of my trainings, I'm like the full circle queen versus working full triangle when you're only doing, if you're only selling and booking, that's triangle. I always add in a team building piece. And for where I'm at in my business right now, trying to shut down a national area with my team, I'm, like that's my number one priority of being at the appointment, right? So try that. Just try memorizing an outline and then letting you kind of shine through during the appointment. I definitely think that that's a valuable way to look at it, and it's less pressure on you. And I promise you, when you do a bunch of parties in a row, you're gonna get really good. Like that's why Mary Kay wanted us to do power starts. Yes, it's gonna add customers to your customer base, but you want to get scary good so that you don't have to think so hard. Other tips. I got my coffee with too, by the way. This is Emily Shooty coffee. It's the Diet Coke. I know it's bad for me. Anyway, we can worry about that some other day. But other things to make your parties easier, because I think you guys would hold more if it wasn't so hard all the time. Am I right? Am I right? You would. I know it. Because if I came to you with a silver platter and said, "Here's 5 parties. They've been coached. They're booked. You just got to go hold them and do them, and they're excited to meet with you," you'd be like, "Just give me the dates." It would be an easy thing. So other things that I do to make my life easier when I'm cranking out a lot of parties are just, so you don't have to think so hard. First thing is, let's talk about what we wear, because even that, sometimes when I have a lot of appointments in a row, I'm like, oh, you just, so many different outfits and makeup and hair and all the things. This is 2-day-old hair, right? Dry shampoo is your friend. So I had a party last night, Saturday morning. I have one today. So I dry shampooed and shushed some curls and went, right? So that makes it easy. The second thing is I love wearing a beauty coat. Okay, so this is the Mary Kay beauty coat. And there's 3 reasons I like wearing it. Number one, I always know what to wear when I wear it. I don't have to think. I can just put it on and wear it and go. The second reason I like it is pockets. Okay, there are gigantic pockets on the front of this thing, and typically during any given beauty session, it's got my keys, my phone, my, I don't know, somebody hands me a pen that I need to do something with, it just goes in the pocket. And so typically when I leave, I have these like gigantic pockets full of stuff, which is kind of fun. So pockets are your friend, but it also looks really, and then the third reason is it just looks professional, right? But also approachable. It's not over the top. And one thing I'll say that, and I do think that this is appropriate, make it appropriate for where you are at and where you live. Okay, so Persuasion 101 is you want to dress, you want to know your audience, right? That's Persuasion 101, know your audience. And typically my audience is, I live far enough out from Minneapolis that I'm no longer considered a suburb, so we'll call it 15 minutes from downtown Minneapolis. And so it's rural, there's farm country. And for example, this party I'm driving to right now is in Faribault, which is a farming area. There's a decent sized town too. Like we don't live in the middle of nowhere, but I'm definitely not going to show up in rhinestone boots, 50 rings. Notice how I have a ring on, simple jewelry, I mean, these are fun, right? A little bit of flair is fine. Even my makeup, you guys. Like, here's a good example. When we go to seminar, right, we do it up. Like, we got spray glitter, we got glitter boots, we got triple star necklace, we've got all the glitter, all the bright red lipstick, all the things, right? And seminar is the best place, most appropriate place to rock all of that at the same time. No judgment, sparkle tights. I mean, girl, you do it up. But when you're going into someone's home, you've got to know your audience, right? Because I want to arrive and look like an expert in what I do, but I don't want to be so over the top that number one, I frighten people, or they look at me and think, well, I can never do what she does because I'm not that glamorous or I'm not that whatever. And so that's the other reason I like the beauty color is it just kind of keeps it neutral. It's like it says that I'm, a professional. It's got the pockets. But even my makeup, I typically wear the same to my parties. Now, I do not recommend, we do need to look elevated at our parties. Like we know how to apply our products. So I wouldn't recommend like a dash out the door look for your parties. I do a 3 eyeshadow look, but it's neutrals. Like right now I'm wearing, okay, I'm driving, so maybe you can see my eyelid. I have no idea. Um, I have on hazelnut, rustic, I think it's moonstone. And then brown eyeliner. And then I think this is yes, this, the must have. This, they don't make this anymore. It's that, oh, this is the best. Can we just have a little quick commercial here for this liquid matte lip color in Must Have Mauve? Like, this is my everything. Um, I think I took 5 of them for myself at the end because I'm like, this is the best lip color ever. It's such a good party lip color, right? It's neutral. Now, I love to rock red lip, but I don't do that at my appointments because most of the women that I'm meeting with, I know my audience, don't wear a lot of makeup. So if I show up in red lipstick, I'm going to terrify people, and they're going to think, "Oh my gosh, she's going to stick red lipstick on me." It's like, girl, no, I'm going to probably do rosewood, and you're going to think it's way too much, right? So I'm not going to do that. So again, just kind of thinking about what you wear, and then once you have what you wear nailed down, wear the same outfit to like 3 parties before I wash it or whatever, unless it's like the summertime and it's hot. Well, I also have multiple beauty coats. I have a couple different beauty coats so that I can just throw the coat on and then I just change the shirt underneath it. But then I don't have to think so dang hard every time I'm doing this. I can just like go, which is what you want to do. So have your outfit be simple. The other thing that I think holds us back from just doing more. Okay, so we talked about what we wear. We talked about the outline. Sometimes y'all just don't know what's in your party bags, right? Like you're like, oh my gosh, applicators, what? Oh crap, I'm out of washcloths, or I don't have this or that or the next thing. And that was me for, I don't know, I probably fought that battle for 5 years. And then one day I just was in my office and I thought, mind blown. Why don't I get a bunch of that stuff and just have it in my office so that I just always have what I need and I'm not constantly out of things. So if you come in my office, I have a whole bag full of applicators. I probably have 2 packages of the disposable washcloths. Now, I know you can use real washcloths, but I really believe it's simple, and I don't like doing laundry. It's just me. You might love, if like laundry brings you joy, girl, use real washcloths. It's probably nicer for the guests. I realize that, but that's not me. I like easy. So I have a bunch of those. I have a bunch of clear inserts. I have a bunch of trays. So like today, for example, this party has 7 ladies coming. I just grabbed 7 trays and I pre-fill them all. So I clean them. Like I probably got, to be honest with you, I probably have like 30 trays because you don't even get that many, but when I was, before COVID, we were doing these big guest events that have like bazillions of people, and I needed that many, but now I just keep them always filled and always clean. And so last night I had a party of 4. I took the 4 dirty ones out of my bag, and then went to my bin with the clean ones, just grabbed 7 new. So again, I'm not having to take time away from my kids and family to like clean my trays and put the plastic thing inside. And I don't want to be putting the plastic thing inside when I get to this woman's house. I just want to open the door and start connecting with her. I don't want to be, trying to separate paper plates with my fingernails. That's what those little plastic inserts are like, right? It's like separating paper plates with fingernails. I don't want to be doing that. So I just grab them. So again, it's so easy for me to do appointments, and a lot of them because I have just kind of those supplies ready to go. So that might be something for you. So those 3 things really is memorizing the outline, figuring out what you're going to wear, and maybe it's just like and it could be anything. You don't have to buy a beauty coup. It could just be, I'm going to wear this sweater dress to all my appointments, and that's my uniform, right? You make your own uniform, which is a great thing. Then you don't have to think, and make sure your footwear is good too. Oh my goodness, it's sunny today. Okay, this is like weird. I'm like, what is this? What? So in Minnesota in February, we don't get a lot of sun. Also, we don't wear coats, so if you see me not wearing a jacket, it's 38 today. Anything over 35, like we can go without a jacket. It's just a thing. It's weird. But we're so used to it being like minus 30 or minus 20 are just ridiculous cold temperatures that anything over 35, you're like, it's summertime. And today the sun is out, so yeah, it's nice. But anyway, back to parties. I get distracted. Um, yeah, so you don't have to wear a beauty coat. Just get that, get whatever your uniform thing is going to be. I think is important. And then the one key to my success, I really think, is when I open that door to meet this girl. Her name's Lindsay, by the way. So when I meet Lindsay today, who I've never met, my number one objective, I see, I've gone and watched people do parties, and I see them open the door and they say hi, and there's a little bit of small talk, but then they're like, I must get to the table and I must make this perfect setup, and they spend all this time making the table look perfect and all this. I don't care about that. All I care about is Lindsay. So I'm going to walk in, and I want to know what value Lindsay wants to get out of this appointment. I'm going to talk with her. I'm going to ask about her. I'm not going to talk about myself, because here's the thing, guys. Like, I do tell my eye story so they learn about me. They don't want to know about me. They want to know the value that they're going to get out of this appointment, right? It's kind of like, let's say that you injured your knee, and you went into the doctor, and the doctor, sits on his chair and he wheels over to you. You don't want to hear about your doctor's day, or, that mutual complaining that we do about kids, or you don't want to hear his life story. You just want to know that he's going to help you with your knee because you're in a lot of pain, right? It's the same in our business, right? It's crazy because we want to connect with them, so there might be some mutual sharing. They want to know that we're an expert at what we do, and you can be an expert, not be in this company so long. It's just about, so for example, here's how I do that. So when I walk in, I'm like, hey, Lindsay, oh my gosh, I love your house. It's so great, or, whatever, I compliment her on something. And then I'll say, Lindsay, what did you get out of this appointment today? Like, what are you excited about learning about skincare or makeup? Like, tell me all the things. And she'll say, oh my gosh, my pores are just ridiculous. And, I really, should I know this ahead of time because she filled out this form ahead of time? She's really excited about finding her perfect foundation shade. And so when I walk in, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, like the one claim to fame that I have in Mary Kate's. This is true. This is like my weird brain man thing. I can look at someone and I know what foundation shade they are. Like, I just know our product that well. I don't even have to strength test it because I just know. So I have people all over the country who send me pictures saying, what's this girl shade? As long as it's good lighting, I can usually get it right. It's just like this weird art thing that I have. I have no idea where it comes from. But so I'm like, so I'll tell her that, and I'll say, I'm so excited to help you, do that. And I've got this great exfoliator to help with pore size. We're just going to do all the things. I'll just make, just kind of generic. We say we're going to do all the things. And then we'll continue to keep talking, but it's all about her and what she wants and who she is and what does she do for a living. Because I actually want to recruit Lindsay. I don't even know her yet, but I know I want to because this is where, if you've watched any of my videos, having a team building mindset, I'm constantly thinking about this. So Lindsay was super great at coordinating this. She was timely. She got back to me. She texted back. She even reconfirmed me last night. She was asking great questions like, should we come with or without makeup on? Do you want to show up early? She was just on it. So I already included okay, this is a girl that I would not mind having on my team. So, yeah, excited about it. So I want to know all about her and how this very key opportunity could benefit her in her life right now, because I know that there's reasons that it will. So that's why I want to make it all about her when I walk through that door. And someone said this recently. It might have been, I'm not going to say who it was because I don't remember exactly who it was, but someone said, when you make it all about others, hard things become easy. Hard goals become easy when you make it all about them. And doesn't it just sound so much more fun than, oh my gosh, me at my second party, I'll never forget it. I was crunched over on the floor trying to match colors for people, and I was sweating, and it was hot. I just remember hovering over the trays trying to figure out what I'm supposed to put it in and all this stuff. I mean, my setup is really, really basic. It's just the tray, their profile card, and a washcloth. I mean, that's it. I don't lay out cute little, some of y'all get all cutesy and you're putting little trays, little products in the middle, and I love all that and keep doing that if it's working for you, but I also don't like to arrive too early to a party. I usually get there about 10 to 15 minutes early and no more than that, because it's more time away from my family the earlier I have to get there. But also, I can set up that quick and get going. So again, it's just a time, I want to spend my time with the people and not spend the time with the setup and takedown. So I just don't sweat it. And it makes my life more simple. So that's what I know. So we're going to start with that. And then when I get there, I'll tell you a quick little tip too. Then after the party, I'll do little debriefs. Okay, I'm rolling into her house. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it. Still parking lot and everything. This is so great. Okay, I'm gonna park out of the way, hopefully. Yep. Okay. So I wanted to do a quick tip before I go in. Okay, I'm here. I'm gonna reapply my lipstick, take these off. Okay, so here's my quick tip. I just like to take a second when I'm in the car and just sometimes the inner introvert in me has to psych myself up. We have a little pep talk, then we go in. So this is my little pep talk with myself. But yeah, you guys, I love doing parties like this. So I will be back afterwards to tell you how it all went. Hey, friends, that was awesome. I got banana bread. Isn't this amazing? Gave me banana bread. I'm so happy. It's such good banana bread. This is why I love meeting people where they're at. It's just amazing. So just love it. Oh my gosh, I love these ladies so much. Okay, so I'm on my way home. going down their crazy driveway. Uh, okay. I love parties like this. As soon as I opened the door, I was like, oh, yep, I like every single person. Like, just big, warm energy, excited to see me, loved the products, loved me, loved everything. Now, whenever I have parties like this, I think, if only every single one could be like this. But none of mine are really bad. It's just extra special when you have people who are just like these people. So, man, but results wise, so there were 6 ladies, not 7, like I thought. That's okay. One couldn't make it last minute. That's pretty typical. I sold 505 because I loved it. And a couple of them got the trial size miracle set, so I do believe there will be miracle set sales there. And 6 out of 6 booked a second session with me. And that, my friend, is the power of deal or no deal. So if you haven't seen my video on that, it just makes it fun. And I don't, one thing I'll say is, excuse me, at the beginning, we were just having so much fun together. And the hostess made this like funny noise. And I said, speaking of that noise, she was just like so in love with our skin felt. So if you're enjoying this today, this is our first date together. This, I always tease them, like, this is our first date together. So if you're enjoying our date, want a second date with me, or book a second session, today we're just diving into the basics. If you want to get together with me and, really dive into either skincare or makeup, and we could do a spa night, or we could do, and I kind of romance it a little bit, like a spa night with hydrogel patches and masks, or a facial peel. Or we could do more full glam, where I actually teach you my secret to have a really good looking eyeshadow. Do you want to know what the secret is? I'm just going to save it for another time. There's one secret to having really good looking eyeshadow. So, and I teach you how to shade and contour your eyes. Like, if you would prefer to do that, we could do that. And they were like, yes. I could just tell, I knew they were all going to book because they were having such a good time, and they were learning things, and they were blown away by the product. It's kind of the trifecta of all of those things. So 6 of them booked, and then, okay, this is a sprint. I'm gonna confess something to you. I literally last night was driving home from that party and Oxford, my best friend, and I was like, beep. I've done so many faces this month, and I have a couple in the works as far as team members. Meet, 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 meet. How we get sad. And then I literally said these words last night. I said, I bet you anything, the next party I do, like, everyone's going to be super interested. Well, guess what happened? Literally everyone at the party, I think the lowest interest scale number was a 6. So, the hostess was a 9. And quite frankly, I probably could have had her sign on the spot, but I'd like people to come to the decision on their own, and really like her, so I'm not worried that we're not going to, whatever. She's like, yep, send me the link. I'll probably get a wild hair and decide to do it in the next couple hours. I'm like, sweet. So I will text her my link as soon as I get home. Because again, we don't engage in stretchy pants behavior until I text all the info links, send the confirmation text, the team building conversations we're going to be having this week. Because otherwise, I'll forget, and pretty soon it's tomorrow, and sometimes people feel like Monday, it's maybe the time to watch the video on the career survey that I had. And so I want to get that out to them right away. So, yeah, anyway, so she may even sign up this weekend, and some of the other gals, and actually mom was also very interested, so we'll see, if the hostess gets started, I might even have, and then the other ones want to start, that she'll have team members right away, so that's kind of fun too. So yeah, it was a really great party, lots of referrals, like I said, lots of sales, but just people. So I love parties and things. It just always feel really good. And I hope that you just like into this with me first thing today. Okay, so for me, if you're watching this and you pick a comment, like what you learned from this, like what was your takeaway? And I'm hoping to do one, maybe two of these a month of the vlogs or the vlogs so that you can just like come to a party with me because it's always different, right, after each one. So this is a really good one. And you never know. You know what? Sometimes I have parties where there's not a lot. Like even the one I did last night, I think I sold 300, but nobody booked. Nobody was a prospect. And again, this is where we play these mind games. Then this one, every single person booked. Every single person is interested, and I sold a lot. Now the next one, I might sell nothing, but everybody's interested, and nobody books. I mean, it's just like, it is so true that our business is a numbers game. So keep working the numbers. Don't give up because if you're only doing one or two parties a month, I can see how it can be really, really simple to give up and feel like you're never going to get where you want to go. But I'm telling you, if you can get up and really get going and do 6 to 10 parties a month, I mean, I don't even want to get started on talking about the cash flow of that. It's so much fun to see money just constantly going into your bank account. It's like, it does not suck. I'm just going to tell you, it's just so nice to have that extra cash flow. Even a couple of line it's just like, God, kids are, oh my gosh, like I get my kids in all these camps. We're big camp people because I used to be a camp counselor back in the day. So I just believe in the power of camp. So if you've never sent your kids to summer camp, friends, like just a quick plug, like send kids to camp, they just get so much value. It's like you're investing in your kids through camp. Like it's yeah, anyways. But that costs money. So I love the ability to have extra cash flow on a monthly basis. So I enjoyed going ahead with my whole, my little YouTube community with me and my unit and all my people that watch. And so I enjoyed being here with you too. So we'll see you.